Well, thank you. This has been a very rich discussion, so it's rather difficult for me to summarize, to wrap up. But it's clear that we have had 2 rounds of food price hikes in the last 3 years. So what lessons can we learn? I think some of the causes are very similar. Increased oil price, biofuel production, the long-term neglect for agriculture, then there's strong demand from emerging economies, China and India. Then the trade policy, export ban really exacerbated the food price crisis. But the 2 factors are different this time compared to 2 years ago. The one is China and India. The food prices there increased by 10% per year, sometimes 15% per year for the last 2 to 3 years. This didn't happen in 2007, 2008 food prices. Well, partly because both countries used export ban, but more importantly, both of the countries experienced very strong economic growth, and opportunity cost for agriculture has really increased, and that trend probably will continue. Another difference is this round, the prices of meat, vegetables, and fruits have increased much faster than the previous round. The previous round, the increase mainly occurred in the cereal sector, maize, wheat, and wheat. So these 2 things have really changed the dynamic of the 2 prices spikes. But it's clear that in the future, the food price will remain very high level, and the volatility probably will also remain very high, if not increase. So this is very clear. Now, so what have we learned from this? I heard from Kim that it's not only just the export side, but also import side. The import policy has also exacerbated food price in 2007, 2008. The panic purchase of rice in the Philippines, in the Middle East countries, that actually added to the panic ban of export, the ban of export from China, from India, Vietnam, Thailand. So I think we needed to work on both imports and export side. So now my question to Kim and to the audience here is, yes, indeed, how can we really make sure that in the future trade negotiation, we can take this into consideration? Without that, can we think a different alternative, like what the Asian is doing? The regional organization, the ASEAN has initiated their regional policy. Make sure that no country impose rice export ban. So that's why if you look at the price of rice this round, it has been very stable. And they're also thinking about setting up a regional reserve for rice. So that also helped further probably reduced the volatility. Now, Kathy, actually your presentation is extremely relevant. It's a trade-off between the environmental quality environment and the food production will be even more prominent in the future. So as we move to a Rio Plus 20, Rio Plus 20 to be held in Brazil in June, that trade-off will become a very important issue. How can we make sure that the green economy will not sacrifice poor people's food security, will not sacrifice the agriculture? So this is critical. I do realize that we need green economy, we need sustainability, but the cost is very high. So how can we make that trade-off? So lesson I learned is we need better measure how the food production would affect water and energy sector, how the water sector policy, energy sector affects food production. So better indicators to measure the cross-sector impact is very critical. I think you have done a great job here in US, in Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico. But we should do more in developing countries, the trade-off between extensive agriculture production and environment. And Xiaobo and to some extent PK, Xiaobo representing Zuning's. And for China and India, it's clear that their future demand for food will increase. And just my personal views, there's no way for China and India can supply the total demand that they require. The recent study done by Hans Binswanger projected that by 2039, India will import 169 million tons of grain. China probably will import the same magnitude. And the good question is how China and India can help other countries to increase their supply, not just their own supply, maybe Africa. So if India and China invest in Africa, increase their productivity, increase their production, so the smallholders in Africa can benefit, can increase the production. In the meantime, India and China can diversify their imports, not just from US, from Brazil, but also from Africa. So there are some research questions that we can really try to address to promote this win-win opportunities. Now, as I said, that our board has lots of talents. So today is a good showcase, and I really hope that in the future we'll continue to do that. So our board bring their expertise, their wisdom to IFPRI staff and Washington Circle. So that interaction needs to be continued. I really hope that in the future, maybe every year we could provide this opportunity for our board to interact with our staff and our Washington collaborators. So for that, I thank you, Fazi. Thank you for you to chair this session, and thank our board members, Kim, Zonin, and Kathy. Thank you very much.